At 63, James Hartford had everything money could buy. A corner office on the 47th floor, a penthouse overlooking the city, a company worth hundreds of millions. But sitting alone in the hospital waiting room at 2 in the morning, none of it mattered. "Mr. Hartford?" The nurse's voice was gentle. "The surgery went well. Your brother is stable, but he'll be unconscious for several hours. You should go home and rest." James nodded, but he didn't move. David was all the family he had left. The thought of leaving felt impossible. The thought of sitting here alone felt unbearable. That's when he noticed her. A young woman, maybe 30, in a worn coat and tired eyes. She was clutching a small purse, staring at the vending machine with the kind of longing that spoke of an empty stomach and an emptier wallet. An unusual request. "Excuse me," James found himself saying. She turned startled. He pulled out his wallet, extracting 10 crisp $100 bills. "I know this will sound strange, but would you sit with me for a few hours? Just hold my hand? I'm waiting for news about my brother. I don't want to be alone." The woman, her name tag read Rosa, stared at the money, then at him. "Sir, I don't—" "Nothing inappropriate," James said quickly. "I'm just an old man who's scared and tired. My brother is everything to me. And his voice cracked. "I haven't had anyone to hold my hand in 15 years. Not since my wife passed." Rosa's expression softened. She looked at the money again, and James saw the war in her eyes. Pride versus need. "My daughter needs medicine," she whispered finally. "I've been at the pharmacy trying to figure out how to afford it. That's why I'm here so late." "Then please," James said, "help us both." The long night. Rosa sat beside him, her small hand in his weathered one. At first, neither spoke, but as the hours passed, words came easier. "My daughter, Elena, she's 7. Rosa said softly. "She has asthma. Tonight was bad. They treated her in the emergency room, but the prescription— I work 2 jobs, but it's never quite enough, you know?" James did know. Not from experience, but from memory. "My mother raised David and me alone after our father left. I remember her counting coins for groceries, making meals from almost nothing, working herself to exhaustion." "What changed?" Rosa asked. "She got sick. Really sick." James's throat tightened. "I was 17. I promised myself that if I ever had money, I'd never let anyone I loved go without care again. I built my company from nothing, made my fortune. But somewhere along the way—" He paused. "I forgot what really mattered." Rosa squeezed his hand. "Your brother is lucky to have you here." "I almost wasn't," James admitted. "I had a board meeting scheduled for tomorrow morning. I was going to send my assistant to check on David. Can you imagine? My only brother, and I was going to send an assistant." The morning after. Dawn broke gently through the hospital windows. The nurse appeared with a smile. "Mr. Hartford, your brother is awake. He's asking for you." James stood, his legs stiff. Rosa stood with him. "Thank you," he said, his eyes wet. "You'll never know what your presence meant tonight." "I think I do," Rosa said quietly. James pulled out his checkbook. "The $1,000 is yours, but I'd like to do something more. What's your daughter's medicine?" When Rosa told him, James made a call. Within an hour, a pharmacy delivery arrived with a year's supply of Elena's medication. "Sir, I can't," Rosa protested. "You already did," James interrupted gently. "You reminded me what matters. Not the deals or the boardrooms or the balance sheets. Connection, compassion, being present for the people we love." 3 months later, Rosa stood in the lobby of Hartford Industries, nervous in her new clothes. James had offered her a position, head of his newly created community outreach program, helping working families access healthcare resources. "You lived it," he'd said. "You know what people need. Help me do something meaningful with this money." But more than that, James and Rosa had become family. He attended Elena's 8th birthday party. She and her daughter joined James and his brother David for Sunday dinners. "You know," David said one evening, watching James play cards with Elena, "I haven't seen you smile like this in years." James looked at Rosa, this brave young woman who'd held the hand of a stranger when he needed it most. I was so busy building an empire, I forgot to build a life. Rosa reminded me that wealth means nothing if you have no one to share it with. Rosa raised her glass. To second chances. To remembering what matters, James added. The end. Oh, friends, sometimes our loneliest moments lead us to our greatest connections. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to accept help. We're all just walking each other home.